Good morning and welcome to the third day of the Conscious Breathing Challenge. I'm having a bit of tripod trouble here, so bear with me if this thing collapses. So I'm just going to wait and chatter a bit until people start to join us, because today I've really been diving deep into the breath holding. And again, as I have been this entire time I've been researching for the book, I'm realising that all the science and all the research and all the studies that people like, they're already there. And I think that's one of the most startling things, I think, about been writing this book, is that in actual fact, morning Izzy, in actual fact, all the research and all the information and all the, I suppose, the backup that would make us confident that what we're doing is worthy of our time and our attention. The science has been there, and it's been there for a long time. And you just have to wonder, why does this stuff not get out to the mainstream? And, you know, since I've been doing these lives, I've been thinking about, you know, the big chat is, oh, you know, I wish people would just wake up. What does that actually mean? Well, I think from my perspective, in terms of healing, it's just to wake up. Morning, Mary. Wake up to the incredible power that we have. We've given so much of our health power away. You know, one of my friends had said, I'm going to the doctor, and I said, why? Do you want drugs or do you want surgery? She had a frozen shoulder. And she said, no. I said, well, why are you going to the doctor? Because that's really all that's at hand there. And even with anxiety and depression, you can have a months and months, in Edinburgh, up to 14 months waiting list. Now, what inadvertently that's going to cause us to do is to take responsibility. If you're anxious and depressed, waiting a year to see somebody is just not acceptable. And this is why we're just like, there's not enough therapists in the world now to fix us. I was seeing there's 6 million Brits, there only is about 60 million of us, on antidepressants. And I think it's crystal clear. Morning, Sean. Morning, Dinky. I think it's crystal clear that if antidepressants worked, there would be no depression. Now, I'm not saying there's not a place for them. Absolutely not. I think there can be a baton in your journey to wellness. But I think most of us are really realising right now that drugs, they don't cause side effects, they cause a direct effect. You're just pushing energy somewhere else. And very often you're just deflating people's life force so that they don't have the energy or the wherewithal. And there's certainly a lot of our population needs support and help from the system. But really, I think we need to get back to communities and start looking after each other. Right, so let's get on to today's topic, which is holding your breath. I'm just really diving into because I've been doing the Wim Hof method now for years. So I've been doing the breathing, and I've been doing the breath holds with not really any understanding as to why holding your breath is powerful. And then, of course, I came across the term intermittent hypoxia. Now, if you've intermittent, I think it's so interesting because there's always a balance, isn't there? There's a balance in what we eat, there's a balance in when we eat, there's a balance on, you know, body temperature, there's a balance on light. And if we do too much of one thing, we can end up causing problems. If we do too little, we can end up causing other problems. But to play around with the oxygen and the CO2 levels in the blood, that had never really occurred to me before. Much as I've done conscious breathing, done a lot of yoga since I was, you know, young. I used to do a lot of running, and when you run, you know, you're doing very rhythmical breathing. But I'd never really thought about just sitting and consciously focusing on the breath for healing and for, you know, letting go. You know, I've got loads of techniques for letting go, but I hadn't really brought the breath in, which is really what's happening now, where I'm kind of pulling all the different aspects of healing and health, and also working on this electromagnetic field, which gives you far, far faster results. So pulling that all together and now realising that, and again, this information's been out there for like decades. That's the crazy thing, is to use the breath hold to improve your health and to decrease stress and decrease anxiety and depression. And, you know, as I've been saying the last few mornings, the difference in my lower back, it wasn't debilitating, but it was annoying. And it's just fantastic to be able to sit up and not have any pain. And you know, I'm putting that down, I would probably say 80% to the Soma breath work that I've been doing. But I'm also doing, I do the celery juice, I'm doing Kundalini yoga, I'm out in my one wheel. It's not the only thing I'm doing, and sometimes we need to up the ante. I'm 60 now, so clearly once you get over 50, the body will start. I suddenly became aware of my knees. Never had any sensation in my knees. Yesterday, my wrists, I was like, wow. It's just something, as you get older, you become more rusty, more oxidised, and that's why we need more antioxidants. That's why we need more breathing, and you just definitely have to pay a lot more attention when you get older. But sadly, what's happening now is a lot of people are getting sicker a lot younger. And I know most of my clients are in their 30s and 40s, and that's something that really distresses me and I really want to address, and that's hence the Heal Scotland movement, because we really need to get into prevention, and we really need to get into back to communities and altruism and nature, and all the power that it holds, so that we don't get sick. Anyway, so holding your breath, Wim Hof calls it retention. So you can do it, there's different ways you can do it always, different ways you can diet always, different ways you can breathe. So when you hold your breath, and you can do it without any controlled hyperventilation before, without any deep breathing before, you can just go into what Craig McKeown calls it as controlled pause. So you just stop. So you can just breathe in and out and then hold your breath. Now, if you've got COPD, asthma, I mean, I highly recommend you contact that guy and get into this. In 2 weeks, you would expect a 50% improvement in your symptoms. What? I mean, that surely is pretty mind-blowing. So that's the power. But imagine, my brother phoned me this morning to say that he'd ran Tardrishig, breathing consciously in and out through his nose. Because the other thing is, it's a workout, right? Anybody that started into conscious breathing, it's, you know, you really have to pay attention. When you breathe in through your nose and your diaphragmatic breathing into your belly, there's a whole load of muscles involved just for that simple action. So when you do that, it's like a workout. And this is the other really important thing to know, is when you stop using your nose, you lose that muscle power. So it's affecting everything. It's affecting the internal organs. It's affecting your airways, because the body just thinks, oh, well, she doesn't need that anymore, and starts to. So you're not really able to take as much air in. And this is why it's important to know this, particularly if you've got young children, how the growth process works with the jaw, how important it is to chew. And, you know, let me go into the whole nutrition story another day. It is absolutely fascinating. May, I can tell you're talking about the and thank you for the... Hi, May. I'm talking about breath holds. Okay, so... we're looking to get this balance of oxygen and CO2, and one of the videos I was watching last night, which is fascinating, was what they're putting on a mask that's replicating the levels of oxygen at high altitude, and they're using this for spinal injuries, which I think, and they've been doing this for a long time. How when we have less oxygen, the air. Let's talk about just a signalling system and a flow. These energy lines, the energy can flow and the signals are very clear and concise. Whereas when we're not breathing properly and we're heavy and we're dense and our oxygen and CO2 are out of balance, we inhibit the signalling system. So there's a lot of things going on here. I hope I'm making it clear. So we have to think about the whole muscle, the strength that we have within the body, the airways to take in the breath. And there's a lot more resistance when you breathe in through your nose, but there's meant to be. And I'm still working on this. You know, I'm absolutely fully focused on becoming a 24-hour-a-day nose breather. but I'm still going into my mouth because, you know, it's habit as well. And also it's that feeling sometimes I need a deep breath. So be prepared when if you are really interested in this and fully understanding if I'm doing my job properly, to inspire you to want to know more about this and how it will impact on your body, any autoimmune disease, cancer, anxiety, depression, blood pressure, all of that. Even when it goes into the more creativity, the way the brain gets fed with oxygen, the blood's carrying much more energy to the brain. There are so many reasons to know this and to do this. In fact, I think it's absolutely appalling that our children are being medicated when perhaps it's quite simply that they're not breathing adequately and properly. So, and also that this isn't the first port of call for any specialist. Even when it comes to our teeth, you know, the decay that we always thought was due to sugar, etc. Now we're understanding it's coming from the gut biome. So you can brush your teeth all you want, but if you're not breathing properly and if your biome's out of kilter, that will affect your teeth. So it's all interconnected. You can't separate it all up. But what we can do is, when we breathe properly, we can impact and affect all of these systems. And when we understand, because, you know, I've been doing Wim Hof, as I say, for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years anyway, and I've been doing the breathing, but I didn't fully understand what I was doing. And I was talking to my brother about this morning as well. I think when you understand what you're doing, it brings in a much more mindful approach to this, a more conscious, which is about waking up to our power. You know, we thought we were powerless, and now we're waking up to the fact that we're actually powerful. That's, to me, as simple as it is. We thought we couldn't heal ourselves, and now we realise we can. We thought we couldn't get out of addiction, and now we realise we can. And I'm not saying it's easy, but waking up to the possibility. We thought we couldn't create and have the life that we wanted, and now we're realising we can. That's quite simply what it is. It's all the things you thought you couldn't do, you're now finding out that you can when you change certain things. And this, obviously, I'm a big advocate of getting out into nature, and the book is going to bring you all the reasons why that works so powerfully. But also in our communities, looking after each other and giving back, which is something that we're really not taught about a huge amount. When I moved to Malta, I was astounded in the best possible use of that word at all the young people that volunteered, and it was part of their culture is to give back in the group that I was hanging out in. So I think we know, even from heart math, when we give, the energy that we give out is greater than when we get. And we have been a culture of what can I get, what can I have, building, getting more and more and more and more material things, thinking that was going to make us happy and that others were going to like us with that. And now we're realising, no. If you breathe properly, eat properly and reconnect to nature, you'll not need or feel the need for any of that, because you'll be nourished at a much deeper level. So let's talk about the controlled pause, the holding of the breath. And I have to say, you know, I started off measuring everything, and how long was in the water, how long did I hold my breath, how many rounds did I do, all of that. And then I kind of just stopped doing it. And as long as I felt better, that was the only thing that I was concerned about. And if you run and jump into the water and jump back out, you will feel much more alive. And then you can build up to whatever else. So it's like anything else. Start slowly. Make sure it's something that you absolutely want to do, that you can understand, right, I'm going to do that. Why? Your big why. As my friend Jim keeps saying, you have to have a good why. So whether you're trying to heal disease, whether you're trying to get your energy and your mood levels up, whether you're trying to tap into, you know, the different data streams of information, if you're really in a spiritual journey, what is out there, what other dimensions can we tap into? The breath is going to help and assist you to get there. And these breath holds is becoming more and more apparent, are critical. If you are breathless, and I'm somebody who used to be wheezy when I was younger, allergies, etc. So, and I had bronchitis very badly when I was in Kathmandu, and I just sat up all night thinking about every breath. So I have a little bit of tapping to do around these breath holds. But if you have any dis-ease, any problems there, just start with wherever you can get to without being stressed. And timing can be really powerful here, because then you start to see I can shift it for another 5 seconds, another 1 second. What we're looking at, eventually your goal to be is that you would hold your breath for 40 seconds. That's the kind of bar that they use at Pateco. But if you can only do 5 seconds to start with, it doesn't matter. Just go to 6 and practice that. You're teaching, well, in my case, the old dog a new trick. But it doesn't matter what age you are. Just age really just means that possibly if you're younger, you'll learn it faster. And possibly if you're older, though it's not an exact science, it'll take you a little bit of a time to really rewire the brain and expand the lungs. You know, our lungs are our connection to life. I mean, it's so crazy that we've overlooked this phenomenal thing that we do all day, every day without thinking. And not fully understanding its power. And even in the East, they do a lot of conscious breathing. But what's brilliant now is that we're really starting to understand the physiology of how it works. So what we're going to do today is, I'm just going to get a timer, get your phone, get some kind of device that you can measure how long you can hold your breath for. And remember, it's not a competition. We're just going to take your lungs, we're going to look at how we can expand your lungs, and then how we can use this hypoxia, intermittent hypoxia, which is holding your breath. And again, if you go, I'm going to put a link that if people are really interested in this, if you're an athlete, high performer, if you're looking to improve your performance in any shape or form, then study that with this guy, because he will explain how even elite athletes at the top of their game, when they started holding their breath, were increasing their performance from 1%. Now, if you understand you're already at that, that's a huge percentage. So it's absolutely brilliant, and it's free. And you know how I like free stuff, and we can all do it. And this is the other thing that I keep banging on and on about. Stop giving your power away to people who are richer or appear better educated or have a bigger, fancier house or a postcode or a title. All you need here is desire. The desire, and then the practice and the repetition, the practice and the repetition. This is a superpower, and you have got it. Anybody on this, every human on this planet, it levels everyone, and it can take you from where you're at into a whole new way of perceiving yourself within the world. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to get you to hold your breath. If you've got a device to time how long you can just organically hold in your breath, we're going to breathe in and then out and then go into retention. And then we're going to do some controlled breathing, some controlled hyperventilation. So you can do this lying down, sitting up on a nice comfy sofa or somewhere that, you know, you're going to be safe. Not beside a glass coffee table like my friend Thomas did. And then we're going to do the breath hold again. Now remember, what happens to me is you start to go... It's almost like, you know, as if I actually act sometimes as if somebody's holding me underwater and there's a bit of fear comes in. There's no need to go to that state. You can tap round, just allow myself to relax, because clearly the deeper that you relax, the longer you can hold the breath. Take your attention inside the body and really feel what's going on there. Feel in the body where the energy is, where the heaviness, the aches, the pains, the struggle, whatever it is. Just be aware. The body starts to reset itself. You don't even do the healing, but you can assist the body to heal itself. And breathing and sleeping properly are your top 2 superpowers. That is when you get out the way and allow the body to do what it will always do. When you understand the cell regeneration that's happening every minute in this body, the cells know what to do. Give them the right environment, and they just do it. They just do it. But if you're in there going, this is wrong, I hate this, the cells don't get a minute's peace. Not a minute's peace. The chemistry's changing, the cells are contracting. It's just like, shut up, shut your mouth, breathe through your nose, and do it differently. Try it. Okay, so you're ready to hold your breath. So we're just going to breathe in, breathe out, and then hold. Okay? And go into a controlled hold. Okay, you may feel you're needing a breath now. You may still be happy to hold. Just do whatever feels right. Remember, this is a measurement for you, for nobody else in the world. Just to see what you can do. And it's like anything. Some people are just organically much better at this in terms of time than others. But it really doesn't mean anything. This is all about your expansion and growth. Okay. So how did you get on? Ping me a message, let me know how you got on. Now, it very clearly depends on your health picture right now, or if you've practiced this, if you do a lot of exercise. There's loads of different variations here, so please do not get caught up in the I'm rubbish at this. There's no judgment here. It's just like, okay, that's how long. So now I know that's my starting point and how I can stretch it. And if you're over 40 seconds already, happy days, but you can still go further and deeper. Now I want to get into free diving, so that's one of the reasons I'm going to be feels fab, fantastic, great. 20 seconds comfortably, brilliant. Harder than I thought. Yeah, you know, there's a psychology of it. When I did a free diving demo course with my friend in Gozo, Luke, and he just had us doing the dead man's float in the water, and so I could only stay in for about 10 seconds. As soon as I put my head under the water, I was like, ah! But we can use EFT as well, and we'll do that at the end of this session to really relax into this. 25 seconds, brilliant. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some controlled hyperventilation. And we're just going to do the same in and out, and then we're going to try it again. So keep your timer device or your phone or whatever you use there, and just see if there's a difference and what the difference is. First attempt 17, second attempt, yes, great. Now Wim Hof has got this actually where you do the breathing and then you hold your breath and you do as many press-ups as you can. So that's another really good thing. If you cannot do a press-up at all, half or full, it's a really powerful way to see how this hypoxia works. Now remember, what's happening is the signalling system becomes cleaner and clearer. The capillaries open, the meridians open, and the energy starts to flow. And even top athletes are getting phenomenal results with this. So I think it's just so exciting, and it's a bit like intermittent fasting. It's easy. Hi Caroline, 18 seconds, good. Right, so you've got a ballpark figure where you're at now. And what we're going to do some proper power breathing. Again, just make sure if you get lightheaded, I don't want you collapsing over. That's happened before. Just know we're all different. Just focus in, be safe. We're going to do some power breathing, and then we're going to do that again. 50 seconds, Norma. Yeah, but you do Wim Hof breathing practice, yes. And that's obvious. You know, it's a bit like, you know, if you're a marathon runner, you're going to be able to go out and run a marathon in a way that somebody who doesn't run. So it's all about the training. But I think this is really valuable information to know how you, again, are impacting You're healing. You know, like I whacked my knee the other day, and now I'm, instead of like, oh, you know, I'm old and it'll take ages to heal, I'm like, whoa, brilliant. Get the cold water in, get the breathing in, get the retentions, get my imagination there, see it healing, see myself stronger. Because that's one thing the One Wheel has been doing for me. I've been listening to everybody's stories about it, knowing that if I fall in the tar, it's going to be hard. So I'm like, no, stay. You're just standing on top of this thing and you're flying. And don't let any of these mind chatter, because that's what happens no matter what you're doing. It's like, well, they said this, they said that, you know, what about this, what if this happened, what if. It's just like, no. Let's breathe and stay in the best case scenario. Okay, so you're ready to do some proper breathing. I'm just going to do it. I can't really do it properly myself because I might just flip out into another dimension. So I'm just going to do this. So we're breathing in. Heather McCallum, you're a show off. Fantastic. Keep going. Now, it's up to you how much energy you put into this. Well done, Norma. Keep going, keep breathing. You can do in and out through the nose, in and out through the mouth. It doesn't matter. Put as much energy into it as you want. Really pumping up this energy system. The cells are expanding. Really thinking about your journey, your human journey, becoming more confident. By realising that you are here right now for a reason. You have a very powerful purpose. 3 more. Okay, and breathe all the way in. And all the way out. And now a controlled hold. Hold it and time yourself. And really take your attention into the body. You're probably feeling some nice tingling. Some expansion. Allow yourselves to expand. Allow yourself to drop into deep, deep relaxation. Allow yourself to let go. Allow anything that no longer serves you, to dissolve. Melt into the field. And then when you feel a need to breathe, you can take a small breath in and out again and just hold again. As you're allowing your oxygen and your C2O to shift and balance, and allowing all the cells in your body to expand in joy and ecstasy, that you're paying attention to them, that you're here, you're alive. Allow them to expand and lighten and brighten. Yeah, you'll be getting lightheaded, Patricia. That's completely normal. Just, if you don't like the feeling, just ease off on it. Well done, Cheryl, 43 seconds. Fantastic. Fantastic. And then just when you've had enough, just breathe easy. Remember, this is just your expansion. No comparing, no competing. Just a genuine desire to raise your own consciousness and to heal and let go. How did that feel? You may still be holding. I know if you're a practiced hoffer, or if you've been doing Soma or Joe Dispenza, you can probably hold for a lot longer. The world record's 24 minutes. Yeah, Dinky, well done. Fantastic. So you can see how very quickly you can change how long you can hold your breath. Ah, nice, Susie. Yes. It doubled, Chrissy. Fantastic. Ah, great, Norma. Fantastic. 1 minute, 17 seconds. Yeah. Okay, that's great. So, again, now I hope I've inspired you to understand holding your breath can really empower you. And, you know, to me, it's got to be as soon as your thinking starts to lift from I can't to I can. And what if I am truly powerful? What if I am here for a reason? What if I have a purpose that I'm now starting to be aware of? The what ifs, as soon as the thinking starts to change, that's when action will become easy. And, you know, it's all about the action. The knowledge, I can give you as much knowledge and you can read a million books, you can go to a million courses, and I'm sure we all know people who do that. But it's not that. Yes, it certainly will, Emma. Full blown. I'll send you the link for performance athletes. Absolutely powerful as. So you can really, really, whatever it is that you're trying to change, let's face it, or improve, it takes focus. The first thing that starts is the desire and the thought, the imagination. First time, Pam. Great. Brilliant. That's a huge improvement. Okay, so you can see now, this is the power that we have over this baby. So let's just do a little bit of EFT around allowing ourselves. You know, remember that resistance is human and it's normal and it's natural. So don't go beat yourself up. Just go, there's resistance. Lilia showed me what to do with that resistance. Okay, so just tap with me. Even although sometimes I find myself resisting things that I know make me feel better. And even although resistance is part of my ego and my programming trying to keep me safe. And even although resistance is unhelpful, but I still acquiesce to it, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Even although sometimes I resist, I'm now aware of that resistance and I allow it to dissolve. I am waking up to the phenomenal power I have within. The power to change my chemistry at will by breathing differently. The power of my imagination to help me create. The power of my imagination to help me to heal and to help me to draw in whatever it is my heart desires. I am waking up to the phenomenal potential of being in this planet, in this energy system I call the body. The body I used to be fearful of. The body, this mass of vibrating intelligent cells who are just sitting, listening, waiting for my instructions, my guidance. All of that. I'm waking up to the power and the secrets in the cells and the intelligence that lies within every single one of us, including me. I allow myself to heal. I'm open to the unlimited potential that is available to me and others in my community and on this planet. I allow myself to feel peace. And I allow myself to listen and tap in to that intelligence, the information that is coming through me. I am a powerful, powerful, unlimited being. Woohoo! 'Cause you are. We are. A nice deep breath. And then just breathing out with a hum. And again, breathe in. Hum out. Another great thing to teach your kids. My grandkids love it. Okay. So hopefully you feel lighter and brighter and more awake to your unlimited potential as you learn even more about Scotland's wild medicine. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Ciao.